Hey guys, this is the Ecron writer here, and just so glad to have an opportunity to make another YouTube video, but this is a really sad one. As you can see, Fanfictiondreamer and I, we're not really friends anymore, and I just made the full-out official when I released Pressure, which had me as Riolo as the mascot. Fanfictiondreamer's version of Misty, which she uses in her ultimate stories. And I just ran away from her in tears, as you would see later on. So, I'm just going to present to you the rant I just made earlier. I wish it never came to this, and maybe we would reconcile soon, but until then, I don't see that happening in the future. So, here we are. Fanfictiondreamer is fizzling out. I never wanted to do this, as she's sometimes a great aspiration to me. We have a lot of things in common, well, some shows and games, and we both happen to be autistic and love to create fanfiction and artwork. Not to mention, I always look forward to hearing more about her personal history and interests, even involving her when she described her mental condition known as showitis. And she also inspired me to use OBS Studios. So why am I starting to turn to the other cheek? Why am I starting to feel so envious and bitter all of a sudden? Well, here are the answers. I can't stand the bad habits that she always has. The first is the fact that she procrastinates a lot and hardly ever carries her projects forward. I'm talking about these older works that she never has a chance to complete them, such as the Lisa Simpson Chronicles, The Journey Through Kanto, the Star Fox Journal, the Ultimate Story series, except in Kingdom Come, since I'm not a fan of Star Wars or Kingdom Hearts, as well as other projects like Legend of the Clashing Sisters, Celestial Links and the Skyward Hero of Courage, and so many others. I'm not just referring to them on here, but also other sites, particularly fanfiction.net and YouTube, especially when it comes to Ultimate Story 2 and plenty of others, as they're often put on extremely long hiatuses, as well as being oversaturated by Sugar Conroy's LP and Super Mario RPG, to which it would take forever to go through! Also, she'd be out of commission for months on end, and they drag on for an eternity! The impatience always gets me so wound up, especially under these troubling circumstances. I always look forward on what she has in store as a sense of relief, excepting a certain group. But I just don't feel it anymore. Look, I understand having so many ideas, but the truth is, she always has a habit of sweeping them under the rug and never letting them see the light of day again. How are you or anyone is supposed to get a lot of attention if you're, or they, are not consistent? Inconsistency and inactivity tend to grind on watchers' nerves, even those that look forward to seeing more of your work. No one likes an incompletionist, and even worse still is that it's in her namesake, Dreamer. In other words, she always dreams about her story ideas, yet she never carries them forward. And even if she does, it's so few and far in between. The only fics she has ever finished were the following: the first Ultimate Story, which I like the most, 5 and 6 books in the Ratchet and Kim Chronicles, with the last two never presented on YouTube, and the last one hardly done, Ultimate Story 2 Dinosaur Planet, except on YouTube, as well as the Stay on Dinosaur Planet, again not on YouTube, and a few short stories, still not carried onto fanfiction.net nor YouTube. You wonder why you lose confidence, self-esteem, and followers? To make matters worse, she always has the tendency to burn out her fire before she should ever complete a project. She has the audacity to keep viewers hanging, myself included, since she always leaves a lot of orphan series behind, while she focuses on the most recent projects, like the Fayelons Strory or the Ratchet Kim Chronicles, or any of her summaries on the Legends of the Multiverse wiki without giving a lot of proof in the end. If only she would just focus on one project at a time, get her head out of the clouds, and put her feet firmer on the ground, then she wouldn't set herself adrift as her mind tends her to do. I may have the same occurrences, and it does happen randomly, but at least I have the willpower to utilize these fantasies and complete projects while doing so. It's like having a trainer catch wild Pokemon, and all they ever do is run away. Seriously, if you can't just catch lightning in a bottle, buckle down, and get stuff done, then maybe you would gain a lot more recognition. It's not just luck like Sugar Conroy said. You gotta take time, effort, and action in order for you to become a better, more dedicated artist. On top of that, my interests tend to drift away from hers, just like an iceberg floating and melting away from the Arctic. Yes, we like Nintendo, Sonic, Little Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy X, The Simpsons, and I find characters from other works like Rayman, the Powerpuff Girls, and Totally Spies to be interesting, minus the cringing fetish fuel, which Saberspark has pointed out on the latter. But there are so many other things that are completely contrasting for me that they seem to be overshadow the likes so much. Examples include Ratchet, Kim Possible, Digimon, 009 Cyborgs, Pikmin, Mass Effect, Winx Club, Star Wars, Kingdom Hearts, Sly Cooper, Jack, Zelda, aside from Ocarina of Time, which she never mentions, even so many works I never heard of nor interested in, like Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi or other Zelda titles, Zoids, Chaotic, Avatar The Last Airbender, Naruto, Cardcaptor, Static Shock, Teen Titans, The Replacements, Spider Riders, and a plethora of other works. In fact, as her series progressed, the worse and more convoluted it became, to the point where I just can't tell what's going on, nor what's going to happen next, and I just tend to burn out at the end. Even so, she never explains much to help the anxiety, nor carries her projects forward to help me ease it. She's almost like the corporate style of 4Kids from the Fox box. Instead of just keeping things simple, entertaining, and fun, she transforms her works into a colossal, brutal, hot mess, and no longer care about the older stuff. Just whatever she finds new, hip, and trendy, and suffocates so many promising ideas. I know it's tricky trying to keep things relevant, but ideas and fandoms tend to fade out in your mind like dreams, as easy as a snowflake in a thermal glove. All her original content I was first into were lost in time and gone forever, always being replaced by more shabby, lackluster, and passionless content. She always adds in things for the sake of adding them, and while they may be her interests in a way to develop variety, she needs to slow down the reins of her raging horse, particularly her mind, and focus on what needs to get finished before letting herself go adrift again. And quite frankly, I am sick of it. Do you ever refer back to your Ultimate Story scrapbook at all? Has the song I gave you taught anything, or are you just ignorant? Particularly the Billy Joel song Vienna. She never listens. Same thing goes with the elements introduced to her multiverses like Fox, Falco, Peppy, Slippy, and DW's magical powers from the Aqua Jewels, or that realm of the past, or the Rifter, or even carrying the concept forward involving the Cornerian Earth Alliance. Yes, she does summarize them, but that is it. She never develops any projects to back them up and let people know how or why they are there. They just exist. It's so disappointing and resentful that something is so interesting is just filler, and it's just there without having much of an impact. In order for ideas to work, you must keep them simple to understand, as well as back them up to the best of your ability. Demonstrate how they're put into the story like show, not tell. She should take lessons from me, even though I can admit I'm not so popular. I buckle down and get stuff done, and as long as you keep at it till it's over, it's a good way to show willpower instead of having a cluttered conscience. Have everything organized, Focus on what's the most important, keep the juices flowing, and complete these projects that took so long to do. Do not focus on long, complicated projects that tend to burn you out. And also try and do a little at a time in between each project. Like do a vid on YouTube, then carry and complete a fic on fanfiction.net, then maybe focus on DeviantArt. In fact, focus on one project and submit it to multiple outlets. Then you'd cover more ground. Maybe it's just my OCD talking, but I hope you'll have this nagging feeling to finish something as soon as possible. Say to your mind to stop and take control and act on what you need to do, instead of letting your mind consume you. Sure, there are issues like loss of inspiration, franchise fatigue, focus issues, or hating a fandom, but as long as you stick to a project, you'd be so much more tolerable. Prove to everyone about your projects instead of giving generic summaries. How is anyone supposed to follow you if they can't understand nor believe in you? I don't. Also, find things that inspire you to help you focus on whatever older project you want to get done. I'm not you, so I can't tell you where to go. Nor these ideas seem to be helping. I really don't have a say on the situation, so I'm kind of getting the cold shoulder, as well as the things I'm interested in. You have bitten off so much more than you can chew. You're inconsistent. You tend to drift away instead of finishing your projects, which take an eternity to do. You hardly acknowledge me, nor notice my own works, not even gift artwork, and I seem to be bitter and envious over you. And while this may seem to be a nitpick, I feel you seem to be getting a lot more attention than me. Mediocrity is praised instead of hard work, I suppose. It's a shame. I feel we are becoming bitter rivals on the net, like getting the most popularity or having the tendency to always upstage me in everything I do. Yet I feel it's all for the wrong reasons. Also, the edits you make are sort of petty on galleries and such, like those random Pokemon images. You seem to focus on the smaller details rather than the big picture. Over time, more and more works are going to overshadow you. And what matters most? Your projects will always fade into obscurity, and you won't get them back. I may have a couple series that are put on hold, like Fairy's Past is a dead fic, Fantastic Four I lost interest, and the reboot crossovers are hard because of franchise fatigue and aren't so popular, which, believe me, they're not. But at least the majority of my projects are already done. I should be getting a lot more attention than you. I swear, you are fizzling out in a matter of minutes. I feel your mind is turning into mush since you lose focus on everything instead of just using some willpower and mental muscle to stick with one work and continue another, or not even balance yourself on multiple outlets. It may sound like a lot, but believe me, once you take time, effort, and something you want, instead of your intruding mind, you can accomplish so much more. Your inactivity, inconsistency, and incompletion seems to run me down. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, yes, as well as a dear friend and your fans. In other words, you must do something about it before you, your mind, and your followers will shut down for good, including me. If your mind has been bothering you for the rest of your life, look at yourself now. Your mind's nothing but turning to cottage cheese. Take action. Don't let yourself screw up and put things 6 feet under. Your mind is a muscle. Now use it. Buckle down and take matters into your own hands. Your mind can be your worst enemy, so have the tendency to tell it no and focus on you. If you can put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything as long as you're firm, not have a fish grip. You have dreams, but no goals. Every story has a beginning, middle, and an end, or an exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Be the anchor of your mind, not the buoy. But regardless, I'm just done with her now. She's been so disappointing. And hold on, let me show you the image real quick. I actually made an image recently on pressure. Let me see if I can find it. Fallout. Alright, here it is. Right. Oh, shoot. Damn. Alright, here we go. This is the image. This is the image here. As you see, that's me as my mascot, Riolu. And I'm running away from Misty, which is her mascot in the ultimate story. And this is like a Mass Effect background. Since she's literally obsessed with it. I know it's from Sugar Conroy too, by the way, but I have no interest. So, I hate to say this, but I'm afraid our friendship might be coming to an end. You know? I mean, has anyone else been through this? I may be impatient, but still, I get stuff done. And she doesn't. And I don't think she ever will. And I'm dealing with a lot of shit as it is. Like my dad moving to the Philippines. And I hope I would stay in the US before then. So, I just hope this won't be a complete loss of our friendship. At least give her a damn lesson on what she needs to do to get stuff done. That's all I want. But she never listens to me. So, naturally, I feel like I shouldn't listen to her either. What do you guys think? Am I doing the right thing? If so, or if not, let me know. But until then, this is the Ecron Writer signing out, and I'm just done now. So, take care now. Bye-bye then.